What's going on, guys? This is Quacker Master, finally back after building my third theme park for months and then finally posting the POV video for that, which means today I am going to do the tour video. Yes, I'm still doing tour videos, and I'm sorry if this one is a few weeks late. I've been really busy throughout the weeks, but today I'm finally doing the tour video. So let's just get straight into that after the intro. Alright, here we are at the entrance to Cedar Realms, and let's just get started with the tour. Alright, so when you enter, you're greeted with this plaza. I gave it a frontier theme, because I thought it would be cool. And then there's two little buildings on each side. This is a coffee place, and then over there is a pizza place. And these are railroad crossing lights, which I've never built. My friend helped me build them, and like you just saw, the lights blink when the train comes. So I think that's pretty cool. And then this is the track for the train that goes all around the park. Alright, so anyways, let's continue into our first area called Jungle Adventure, and it's themed to, of course, a jungle. To the left is the Caveman Cantina, which is an eatery. This is where you get your food over there. And then this is Vine Twister, which is a scrambler. And then, as this sign says, the adventure continues. There's more stuff this way. And then we're under the exit station for Snakebite, which is the roller coaster in this area. And then behind that snake image is the entrance to Snakebite. This is a spinning ride called Wild Spin. This is the train station to the boardwalk. It takes you to the boardwalk and you enter through the jungle area. And the boardwalk is what we'll see later. And then this is a duet of drop towers, which one launches you up and one drops you down. And that's it for the jungle area. It's a pretty small area, but it still has good rides. And then, as the sign says, the adventure concludes. This is where the area ends. This is a hedge maze. And then there are these cool lights above us. This is like where you get your like hats and balloons as well. And then we're entering into our next area, Platinum City, which is themed to a city. There's a little food court. And then this is a little flat ride called Traffic Jam. This is a bumper car arena. And then there are those railroad crossing lights again. Here's another little flat ride. And then we're going into Racer's Yard, which is a small part of Platinum City with two big rides. There's the go-kart ride, and then this is Motor Racer, which is a launched motorcycle roller coaster. And then this is the rest of Platinum City. There's the entrance to the bumper cars. There's bathrooms, of course, in every area. And then this is Tiny Turnpike, which is just a slow car ride. And now we're gonna cross this bridge into the boardwalk, which I mentioned earlier. And then this is in the back of the park. This is where you could take pictures in real life, I guess. Once again, I like to imagine my parks in real life. And then this bridge just takes you to a pirate ship ride. And then this is a looping ride. And this purple roller coaster is Supersonic Boom, which is a Top Hat roller coaster. It's kind of like a mini replica of Top Thrill 2 at Cedar Point, if you guys have heard of that. This is a swan boat ride. And there's those railroad crossing lights again. That takes you to Cedar Mountain Park, which we'll see later in this video. In that giant mountain. And then this is the entrance to Supersonic Boom. And there's actually a locker area, so it's almost like the area for when you enter for Top Thrill 2. And then this is probably my favorite eatery that I've built. It's called the Lighthouse. It has 2 floors and indoor and outdoor dining. This is the first floor indoor dining, and this is where you get your food. This is small outdoor dining. And then these stairs take you to the 2nd floor. There's 2nd floor outdoor dining, and then this is the 2nd floor indoor dining. And then this is a spinning disc ride. There's a VIP only lounge. There's a Ferris wheel as well. And then this is the train station for the boardwalk. There's bathrooms. And then a slingshot ride. And then a splash boats ride. There's a little building up there. And then finally there's a swing ride. And now we're entering into the Eastern Kingdom. Sorry. Here's a spiral slide. And then there's these lights again. And then this is the entrance to Crazy Buckets, which is a wild mouse. I used the demo, but I themed it. And then this is Old Horseman's Journey, which is a slow ride, and you get to ride a horse on it. I used the steeplechase coaster for that, but it's not really a roller coaster. And coming up on the left is bathrooms, of course. And this is the entrance to the Eastern Castle, Story of the Past, which is that dark ride I showed in that POV video. And then this is a bridge to 2 rides. There's a River Rapids ride. That's the entrance over there. And then this is a large swing ride. You can see that castle again. That large part of the castle is like where most of the ride actually takes place. And then coming up on the left is the entrance to Wrath of the Minotaur, which is the wooden coaster I built. And now we're going under an underground tunnel, because we're actually under Wrath of the Minotaur now. There's the train station for the Eastern Kingdom. You can see those railroad crossing lights again. Oh, the train just passed. And there's an image of the Minotaur. And then finally it's a flat ride called the Sword Fighter. And then this is an eatery called the Catering Castle. That's where you get your food. And now we are back in the main plaza. So we basically just did a full circle around the park. But there's stuff in the center of the park I didn't cover yet. So we're gonna do that before we end this video. This is the train station in the main plaza, and this is the carousel. And now we're entering Camp Kids National Park, which is the kids area, filled with kids rides, like a teacup ride. And then we're gonna go through this path first. There's a plane ride. And then you see this little body of water, that's for the lake adventure, the Camp Kids Lake Adventure. And then there's a mini Ferris wheel. And so now you can see the bathrooms in front. And then this is the eatery in the kids area. And then there's a little train ride that goes in circles. And then finally, there's the 2 roller coasters at the kids area. There's Mini Mountain. And then Forest Flyer. The Forest Flyer is the green and brown roller coaster, and it's a kid's boomerang roller coaster. And now finally next to the Camp Kids National Park area is Cedar Mountain Park, which is pretty much only for one ride. You can see the station up there. But it's a pretty big one. It's the Cedar Mountain Mine Coaster. This is Cedar Mountain. This is a pretty good view from here. And then here's the entrance to the mine coaster. And if you keep going, you reach the boardwalk from Cedar Mountain Park. And that's pretty much it for my whole park. Thank you guys for watching this tour. And I'm sorry for not posting in a while. I just took so much time to make this park, and thank you for watching.